students, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will talk about another function which might reverse process. So babalik rin natin ang mga processes. Ang konsepto na ito ay the same lang din sa ating nararanasan araw-araw. There are circumstances that we can reverse the process, just like putting socks and shoes. To reverse the process, we take off the shoes, followed by taking off the socks. But there are also instances in our life that are irreversible. Hindi na kayang baliktarin once done. At ang example nun ay ang pagluluto ng steak. Kala nyo, hugot ha? Katulad nga ng sabi ko kanina, to reverse the process, we first take off the shoes, and then we take off the socks. In mathematics, we relate this to inverse function. Bago ang lahat, ano muna mga objectives sa panonood ng video ito? Number 1, dapat alam nyo kung ano ang one-to-one function. Pangalawa, you should be able to identify real-life situations that involves one-to-one function. Third, you should be able to determine the inverse of one-to-one function. So bago natin mapag-aralan yung inverse, aaralin muna natin yung one-to-one function. And of course, lastly, to represent an inverse function through its table of values and graph. Ano nga ba ang one-to-one function? On this illustration, makikita natin that the ordered pair forms are -3, 0, -1, 1, 0, 2, 1, 4, and 5, 3. This is a perfect example of a one-to-one function. So makikita nyo yung relationship na meron yung ating mga ordered pairs, yan ay tinatawag na one-to-one function. A function is one-to-one if it never takes the same value twice. Okay? For the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate. Kaya mas madali siya maintindihan kapag meron tayong gagamitin na line connector sa ating x-coordinate at y-coordinate. This one is not an example of one-to-one function. Kasi kung makikita nyo, yung ating ordered pair, meron tayong naulit na value sa y. So this one is not a one-to-one function, but rather many to one. How are we going to determine sa graph if it is a one-to-one function? Sa ordered pair kasi, madali mo yun malalaman. Titignan mo lang kung ang mga value sa x-coordinate at y-coordinate ay unique o walang kaparehas. Paano natin yun malalaman kapag graph na ang ating pag-uusapan? Ang gagamitin lang natin ay ang tinatawag na horizontal line test. So, familiar na kayo sa vertical line test. Ano nga ba ulit ang vertical line test na dati nating inaral? Yon ay ginagamit para malaman kung ang ating graph ay function. Of course, dapat makapasa muna yung graph natin sa vertical line test. Ngayon, para malaman naman natin kung ang function na yon ay one-to-one, gagamitin naman natin ang horizontal line test. As the name suggests, you have to draw vertical line on the graph. Sabi ko nga, pwede kayong gumamit ng ballpen or panulat para gamitin nyo na horizontal line sa mga graph na makikita ninyo sa mga libro o papel. At to test kung more than one ang intersection, kailangan nyong ipadaan ang horizontal line test on any part of the graph. So, kailangan gumagalaw yung horizontal line test. Ayan. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, yung una nating graph, perfect na ang horizontal line natin ay nagpass lang sa graph only once. At yung pangalawang graph naman natin sa kanan, merong part na twice siyang dumadaan sa graph. Kung kaya, the graph on the left is called a one-to-one function and the graph on the right is not a one-to-one function. Napakadali lang yan kapag graph ang ating pag-uusapan. In a real-life situation, paano natin malalaman kung ang example ay one-to-one function? Halimbawa, the relation between pairing an SSS member, tao, to his SSS number. Alam naman natin na ang isang SSS member ay pwede lang magkaroon ng isang SSS number. Kung kaya, ang example na ito ay one-to-one function. The relation pairing between citizenship to a person. Citizenship, ang ating unang variable, at ang pangalawa ay yung taong magkakamit ng citizenship. Alam natin that a citizenship can be acquired by everyone. So, ibig sabihin, ito ay hindi nagpapakita ng one-to-one function. Ngayon, let's go now to determining the inverse of a one-to-one function. Dapat alam natin how to determine if a given is a one-to-one function, even if it is just an ordered pair, a graph, or a real-life situation. Now, what is an inverse of this one-to-one function? Remember that the ordered pair for this function given earlier were negative 3, 0, negative 1, 1, 0, 2, 1, 4, and 5, 3. To get the inverse of this one-to-one function, kailangan lang natin baliktarin lahat ng mga ordered pair. Exactly. We just have to interchange the ordered pairs, which are the first coordinate or the x values, and the second coordinate and the y values. So, from negative 3, 0, we change it to 0, negative 3. From negative 1, 1, interchange 1, negative 1. 0, 2, interchange 2, 0. 1, 4, interchange 4, 1. 5, 3, interchange 3, 5. Ganun lang kadali ang pagkuha ng inverse of a function. If the first one is a function, the second one is an inverse function. Paano natin siya ipapakita as an inverse function in symbol? Just simply write a superscript of negative 1. That denotes the inverse of the function f. Tatandaan the inverse of a function is the set of ordered pairs obtained by interchanging the first and the second coordinate of each point in the original function. That is, kung ang given ay mga ordered pair, ganun lang siya magiging kadali. Sa ating original function f, you can see that the ordered pairs are 2, 6, 3, 8, 5, 12, and 10, 21. In our reverse function, or the inverse of the function, we'll have 6, 2, 8, 3, 12, 5, 21, 10. So, makikita nyo na nag-reverse yung kanilang mga values and coordinates. Therefore, we can conclude that the domain of the original function and the domain of the original function will become now the range of the inverse, as well as the range of the function will become the domain of its inverse. Kasi nga, pinagbaliktad natin sila. Here are some of the properties of an inverse of a function. Tandaan natin that if the inverse of a function is 1-to-1, ibig sabihin, pag binaliktad natin siya, 1-to-1 pa rin siya. So, the f is also 1-to-1. Second, the domain of the inverse function is equal to the range of the function. And the range of the inverse of function is equal to the domain of function. Napakadali lang kung ordered pair ang ating pag-uusapan. Now, how are we going to deal with the graph of the function and its inverse? Ayan. We will just apply the same definition. Kung ito ang ating function, ma-observe natin na may mga points yan. These highlighted points ay, let's name them. This one is 1, 2. The other one is 0, 1. And then the third one down there is negative 1.5. Sabi nga natin, babalitarin lang natin yan. So, dapat makikita natin ang reverse niyan, which is 2, 1. Here we go. This is 2, 1. And we have 1, 0. And the other one is 0.5, negative 1. Ayan. So, nakikita natin na inverse talaga siya ng given function. Ano pa yung napapansin nyo? So, you can see that the graphs of the function and its inverse is reflective. Ibig sabihin, para lang siyang nakatingin sa salamin. And that mirror is our line y equal x. Ito yung magsisilbi nating baseline for the reflection of the inverse of a function. Let us observe some other graphs of function and its inverse. See? Para lang silang nagre-reflect. But you have to observe all the points. Let's get some points para mapatunayan natin na ang given natin ay function and its inverse. Let's have this one. This is 0, 2. And let's see if we have 2, 0 on the other one. Very good. We have 2, 0 on its inverse. Let's have another value. Let's have this negative 3, 1. Negative 3, negative 1. So, its inverse should be negative 1, 3. Negative 1, negative 3. So, we can see that these two are inverse of one another. At siya ay reflective, again, dun sa ating line y equals x. Ayan. Makikita natin that this graph has 0, 1 and its inverse has 1, 0. We can also see na meron tayo ditong negative 3, negative 2 at ang ating another graph ay may negative 2, negative 3. So they are perfectly inverse of one another. Let's go na to a more complicated graph. So, yan. So, you can see na nakikita nyo na meron siyang reflection about y equals x. This is our y equals x. So, let's get some points kung meron tayo dyang makita. Of course, we can use this one kasi saktong-sakto siya. This is negative 2, negative 1. At dapat makita natin yung negative 1, negative 2. Perfect. Let's get some other points. Dapat makita din natin ang 0, 1. Na ang inverse niya ay 1, 0. Yan. So, napakadali lang naman. So, you just have to follow yung ating definition ng inverse na dapat nag-i-interchange si x at si y coordinate. Yan. Meron din tayo nito. And we can also have this one. And this one. You can try getting some points on any part of the graph for the function and its inverse. So, makikita nyo, mag-i-interchange talaga sila. So, now, how are we going to do it on our own? Tayo naman ang gagawa. No? So, meron tayo ditong given function. Ang gagawin natin ay hanapin yung kanyang inverse through graph. So, kailangan lang natin maglagay dyan ng ating reflection line y equals x. And then we can get, since ito ay line, 2 points determine a line. So I hope you still remember that in geometry. So we can get 2 points. So we can have this one. It's perfectly on the x-axis, and we can also get this one. Yan. So we can see naman na by 2s yung ating by unit 1 lang naman siya. So this one is 6, 0. And then this one is 1, -5. So kailangan natin yung i-reverse. So of course, ang reverse ng 6, 0 ay 0, 6. And then ang reverse naman ng 1, -5 or inverse ng 1, -5 ay -5, 1. And since 2 points determine a line, we just have to connect these 2 points and we'll now have the inverse of the given function. Ganun lang siya kadali. Pag line, we can only have 2. Example number 2. So we still have a line. So we can get 2 points. Since na-highlight na yung 2 points natin, this one is 1, 2. So we need to get 2, 1. 2, 1. Here it is. And then this one is 0, -1. So we have to get -1, 0. And then we have to connect these two again kasi siya ay straight line. So 2 points determine a line. Let's try another example. So sa pagkagantong mga given, kapag may mga curves tayong nakikita, we can get more possible points na pwede nating mapaggayahan ng curve natin. So again, gagawa muna tayo ng ating y equals x, and then we can get some points. Ito, this one is, that is 3, 5. And then we can also get this one. This one is 2, 0. Ano pa ba tayo nakikita? This one. This one is 1, -3. Meron pa ba tayong pwedeng makuha? So let's see kung kaya na natin gayahin or mapakita yung graph natin, no, na inverse siya with a perfect curve just like this one. Ito, meron pa tayong pwedeng magamit dito, tong arrow na to. This is 0, -4. And kunin natin yung mga inverse niyan. For 3, 5, we have 5, 3. We can use another color of pen. And then we have 2, 0, which is 0, 2. And then 1, -3, which is -3, 1. And then lastly, we have 0, -4, so that's -4, 0. Ayan. So makikita natin, when we try to connect, dapat meron tayong makikitang curve dyan. Ayan. So yan, you can see now we have a perfect example of identifying the inverse function of a function. Tandaan, pag curves, gumamit ng mas maraming points. Ayan, mas marami tayong points na nakikita. So maghanap tayo. This one. This is 5, 7. So we have 7, 5. 7, 5. We can get this one. This is 4, 2. So we have 2, 4. 2, 4. We have this one. 1, 1. So of course, the inverse of 1, 1 is still 1, 1. And then we have this point. 0, 2. So we have, this is 0, 2. So we have 2, 0. Over here. And then we have this one, -1, 2. So that's 2, -1. Dito yan. And then we also have here -2, 0. So it's 0, -2. At kumuha pa tayo dito ng point. Ito. That is -3, -5. Pwede natin gamitin yung -5, -3. Ayan. So now, are you ready? So kailangan aesthetically, marunong din tayong mag-connect ng mga, ano natin, ng mga points natin, no? So let's see kung makakuha natin yung perfect niya. Ayan. Ayan, medyo pumalpak tayo ng curve doon. Ayan. Pero kung magagawa niyo siya ng maayos, no, makikita natin that they are actually inverse of one another. Ayan. So, gagandahan niyo lang yung curve niyo. Pwede naman nating ulitin yan kung magre-request talaga kayo. Ayan. Pwede natin yung burahin. Ayan. Mas gandahan natin, sir. So, kasi kulang tayo ng isang point dito. We have kasi, ito, tong 3-0. So, we have 0-3. Ayan. Sama natin siya para mas makita natin. Ipagpaumahin niyo na yung aso ko na napaka-active kahit gabi pa. Parang amo. Ayan. So, connect lang natin sila ng maayos. Ayan. We can see now, sir. Pwede na yan. Pwede na yan. Baka maubos ang oras ng ating YouTube video sa paggawa at pagkoconnect ng mga points. Ayan. So, basta nakikita natin na nagre-reflect yung graph natin about y equals x. So, perfect na yun. Ayan. So, that ends our discussion on the first part of inverse function. On our second video, we will deal more about the function itself. So, basta ang mahalaga, in this part, you've learned what is a one-to-one function and you know how to determine the inverse of a function by the table of values or ordered pair and the graph. See you again in the next part of the video para mas marami pa kayong mas matutunan about inverse function. Thank you! Bye-bye!